Welcome back, you guys, to the Madden 24 Seahawks franchise. This week we're playing at Minnesota against the Vikings, who are 5-4. We just came off of a Week 10 loss, our second loss of the season to the Rams by basically the same amount of points. And Kirk Cousins played well. Our defense sucked. We're 3-6 at this point. There's not much to say. We are clearly rebuilding, I would say, at this point. Before we start our game, we're going to go look through. We were just at defensive end. We're going to look at DT and outside linebacker this week. So I was looking through this already a little bit, but John Perry is a round one prospect. Nothing really sticks out to me. He's kind of average at everything. Let's take a look at his athleticism, though. He's 22 years old at Oklahoma State. Athleticism is solid for a DT. His tackle is great. His injury is pretty solid. He looks like just a well-rounded DT. He's got a C block shed, C finesse, C power. So that's, you can kind of mold him into anything you want him to be. He's not definitively a run stopper. Taylor Belton, 6'4", out of Louisville, B block shed. This guy is another run stopper. His finesse and power move are both C's, so that's also looking pretty solid. McMullen. We don't know much about him. We can see that his block shed is between a B and a D along with his power move, and he's primarily a run stopper. His finesse is a C. For McMullen, around 1-2 projection, 22 years old. I feel like we're pretty set at DT. He looks pretty solid with Kenny Porter and Draymond Jones. Of course, if we find somebody that could play the end as well, we could always pick them up. This guy I thought was pretty interesting. So David Roundtree here is 6'1", 290, 21 years old out of Ohio State. He's got A finesse. Now look at his athleticism. He's got great to elite almost across the board. And then skill set wise, we already saw the A finesse, the B awareness, D stam, C hit power, C injury. So stamina, hit, and injury is not where we want it to be. But for a round 2 to 3 prospect, he could actually be really good value. We could move him to defensive end or keep him at DT and use him as an interior pass rusher. And then looking further down the list, we got another speed rusher with Marco McLean. Take a look at Marco McLean. He is 6'1", 22 years old out of Wisconsin with A finesse as well. The athleticism is looking pretty solid. His injury is going to be a little bit lower again, just like Roundtree's was. And so these guys are kind of in the same boat a little bit, although McLean is projected around 3 to 4. Eddie Clancy, he is 6'4". He's a run stopper out of Utah. C block shed. I don't like it. If he's primarily a run stopper, his block shed should at least be a B. That's how I feel. Especially for some of these guys up here. Like if you're a first round prospect, your block shed, if you're a run stopper, should be way higher than a C. So I think Perry is going to be a little bit of a bust. But looking further down the list, Jonathan Peoples, 6'4" DT power rusher. His power move is at best a C. Well, we know it's going to be a C because his block shed's a C and so is his finesse. And if his power move is his best thing, it's also going to be a C. So nothing that's really jumping off the page. We'll look at him anyways. He's a day 3 prospect, 23 years old out of Ole Miss. So the athleticism is pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and add him just because of the value at that late in the draft. Taylor Brown is a day 3 as well. He looks pretty solid, but we're not going to look too deeply into him. Speed rusher, B finesse, 6'3" out of Vanderbilt. He's 22 years old. His power move is an F. He's pretty quick, but he's not very fast. And then Bryce Gaffney, 6'1" DT out of Washington. He's a speed rusher as well. He's got A finesse. It's a good place to start. 22 years old. He's got F power, F tackle. Athleticism is pretty solid. Injuries an F. Play rec is a D. He'd be the most raw 7th round prospect. But considering he has A finesse, he could be a pass rush down, 3rd down DT potentially. We're going to add him as a 7th round or even a free agent pickup. I expect maybe he won't get drafted. Now, looking at the outside linebackers, Justin Kendricks is the cream of the crop for outside linebackers. He is a top 5 projected pick. We're probably not going to have that pick available to us, even though we are 3-6 at this point. But he's got A tackle, he's got C zone, B block shed. And if you're unfamiliar with what I'm looking for, as an outside linebacker, I would love an outside linebacker that can play coverage and rush the passer as well, like a Micah Parsons. Parsons, obviously, fantastic at rushing the passer, but he can play coverage if he needs to. And so I'm looking for, if I'm going to have 2 outside linebackers that can do a little bit of both, then that's what we're going to run. We're going to run a 3-4. His athleticism is fantastic. His power move is A to B, pursuit is A to B, finesse is A to B. So we see that his pass rushing is great. His block shedding is really solid as well. Injury's good. His zone is a C, and his man is between a B and a C, which is really good for a pass rusher at the outside linebacker spot. And he's got A tackling as well. His injury looks really good. He is a bona fide, probably like surefire top 10 at his position player in the future. I would say that he is probably going to make multiple Pro Bowls. All right, going further down the list, we're looking at Maurice Pace. He's got B pursuit, B tackle, F block shed. He's a pass coverage linebacker. He is really athletic, 22 years old, and his block shedding is terrible though. So he's got A to C man, A to C zone, A to C hit power. This guy is a round 3 to 4. He's pretty good value, I feel like, for a round 3 to 4 prospect. We don't really need that type of outside linebacker. You'd probably slot over to middle linebacker more so, probably a takeover for Devin Bush, play alongside Christian Patterson if he was going to be picked up. But I could see him having some value. Teddy Jennings, 6'2", power rusher, 22 years old. And his pursuit is a B, but we can't see what his block shed or his zone coverage is. Another solid athlete. And I don't see him slotting in as a defensive end, and I don't like how fast he is to play outside linebacker for. So I'm looking for top tier athletes at the outside linebacker spots, like Justin Kendrick, 6'6", with great to elite speed and excel. That's a top tier athlete. Teddy Jennings having good speed, 6'2", and not really solid coverage most likely. Not what I'm looking for. Trent Nash, 5'11", speed rusher. A zone coverage, but he's a speed rusher. This guy is interesting. He's got great athleticism. I don't know how he's qualified as a speed rusher because he's got A zone, B man. His finesse must be a B. Has to be a B, unless this is just completely marked incorrectly. That's a speed rusher. Oh, he's a little bit older, though, too. I just noticed. So Trent Nash, he is 24 years old. That's a really old prospect. Also, if you hear any sort of, like, jingling behind me, that's my dog. Max Bassnight, 6'2", run stopper, 23 years old. Kind of just like decent all around. As a day 3 prospect, not bad. We'll add him. And anyone else that's standing out here that has any sort of defining skill set or trait. Mitch Donahue, let's take a look at him. 23 years old, 6'5", speed rusher. He's got great athleticism. Obviously, his man coverage is not good. His finesse is between an A and a C. We're going to add him. He's a day 3 prospect. Could actually be great value that late in the draft. Roy McIntyre. Take a look at him. 6'1" pass coverage, 23 years old. Again, I like to draft him a little bit younger. Ideally, 22. 21 is perfect. Just like Christian Patterson. Mitch Judge here is 23 years old, 6'5", speed rusher. Good athleticism. Again, we got a lot of depth at the left outside linebacker spot. I mean, like, some of these guys, I think in other drafts, they might be, round 3 to 4 prospects, but they're day 3s. So there's so many on here. We're not going to add all of them and just flood our saved players. But we will keep them in mind if we're that late in the draft and we are looking for an edge rusher. Okay, we're going to skip over middle linebacker for now and go straight to right outside linebacker. We got Tyler Jefferson here. He is 6'4" out of Georgia. He's got B block shed, A pursuit, B tackle. His zone is terrible. He is a solid athlete. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Let's look at his weight, though. He's 250, 6'4". Could he play defensive end? Maybe. He's slightly underweight to play D end, but he's got A power move, C finesse. For a round 1 prospect, that's not what I'm looking for. This guy here, Jake Mann, he looked interesting, though. 21 years old, South Carolina, 6'4" speed rusher, C zone, which is solid. Block sheds B to a C, pursuits an A, tackles a B. Great to elite across the board, except for his agility and change of direction. And then his finesse is an A, pursuits an A, awareness is a B, tackles a B, zone is a C. Man is between a B and a C. And he could be a great pairing if you could somehow get Jake Mann and Justin Kendricks together. That would be a great pairing at outside linebacker. That's exactly what we're looking for, with 2 speed rushers on the outside and a 3-4. And then Clyde Christensen, power rusher, 6'2", 21 years old, 8 tackles, D zone, and power is between A and a C. Can't see much of what else he's great at. We're going to leave it there for now. Corey Waddell, 6'5", speed rusher, block sheds a C, zone is a D, 22 years old. He's got pretty good athleticism. And then Finesse is a B. Round 1, though, not good enough value. DeMarcus Haywood, 6'3" speed rusher. Zone is an F. Simply, that's just not really what we're looking for unless they're going to play strictly defensive end. So either the outside linebacker spot, we're looking to move them as a 3-4 outside linebacker, or we can use them as a 4-3 defensive end. And so DeMarcus Haywood would be more of a 4-3 defensive end because he can't play any coverage. And even then, he's a little bit underweight for me, and it's just not what I'm looking for, basically. Sidney Smith, he's got B block shed, A tackling. His zone is between a B and a D. 6 foot, 22 years old. His athleticism is fantastic. He's around 3-4 prospects, so that could be really good value. A tackling. Stamina is between a B and a D. Hit power between a B and a D. Awareness between a B and a D. So he's just kind of he's really good value, I think, again, for around 3-4 prospect. Corey Hatchett, 5'11". He's also around 3-4, 22 years old at Utah. He is another great athlete. A zone coverage. But the thing is, do we need a player like this with the linebackers that we have on the interior right now? You know, we already got Devin Bush. We got Christian Patterson. Do we need a Corey Hatchett? Probably not, but, you know, it doesn't hurt to have more depth at the inside linebacker position. Right now, we kind of just rely heavily on Devin Bush and Christian Patterson. And then we have Trenton Simpson playing a lot of nickel. All right, before we get to the game, we have 3 upgrades. Noah Fant, the long-lost starting tight end for our team. He was injured for a couple of weeks, but his volume of targets has been so low this season. He got +3 to deep route, +1 to medium route. He's still that superstar dev, but I have a feeling that if we don't get his targets up soon, he is probably going to lose that superstar tag that we just got for him last season. Last season, he had probably his best year ever. 800 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns, 47 yards per game. This season, I don't know what it is within the offense. The offense obviously has been dysfunctional, but 10 catches. You know, he missed week 6 through 9, but he's played in 6 games. In 6 games, he has a total of 10 catches. That's pretty bad. Considering the, impact he had on the team earlier, Cedric Beckham is going to get an upgrade, and Cedric Beckham is going to be a 71. Still don't know what his dev is. It's most likely going to be star. And then obviously, if you don't remember, we moved Cedric Beckham from wide receiver to fullback, and I think he could still play the fullback position. We'll just see how he continues to develop. We just don't really use the fullback that much in the offense we've been running. And then Mike Morris, I like this guy a lot. 23 years old and 6'6", 300 pounds. He can do a little bit of everything. He would be a perfect defensive end in a 3-4. He's not extremely athletic, but he is very strong. He can block shed. He can also rush the passer. So I hope that we can continue to progress him, and I'm going to upgrade his power rushing to make him a little more balanced. He's primarily a block shed, run stopper for now. And he got upgraded power moves, awareness, and tackling. I played in Minnesota. If you guys forgot, we also recently traded Quandre to the Vikings. So they're back. Oh, man, they have Bobby, too. So this is just like playing a bunch of the vets from the Seahawks. We also made the change at QB. We started Shane Kirkland. We started Sheldon Daniels. It didn't work out. And, you could say at 3-6, continue to give those young guys an opportunity. But for the time being, the development of all the other players on the team is also important. So whether that's Ken Walker, whether that's DK or JSN, we want to continue to, produce the best possible offense we can. And so we tried to give a shot to our younger quarterbacks. It didn't work out. We're going back to Geno this game. We're coming out in a really heavy run-stopping formation, which isn't great. Baker Mayfield's the starting quarterback. And we're getting no pressure, but a great breakup by... that Chandler Jones? That was. All right, they get 2 running backs in the backfield. They get that 1 fullback. And we're basically going to try to force them to pass the ball. And we're just going to try to double cover Justin Jefferson as much as we can. Can we someone stop the run? Yes, we do. It's going to be 3rd and 4. Kareem Hunt is our starting running back now. All right, 3rd and 4. They're in the gun. They got 3 receivers out here. We're coming out into cover 2. Or no, coming out in cover 3. We're going to stick with it. And tackle underneath conservatively. Great job by Marquise Blair, forcing a 4th and 2. And the defense held up, forcing a 3 and out to start the game, which is perfect. Now we're going to see if the offense can come out here and actually deliver for this defensive stop. A block on the edge. Ken Walker taking it up the middle, picking up some good yards, considering the stretch to the left side on the counter didn't work at all. Looks like there should be room. Got some lead blocks. Ken Walker picks up a few. They get 3rd and 1. Yeah, we hate getting into 3rd downs to begin with. Not sure who I want to trust here. It looks like it might be man coverage. We're going to go for a zig. And JSN holds on to it, getting brought down by 2 guys, but still holds on to the football. That's huge for us. Also, this video should be coming out within the week, and so by now, you guys, if you've been keeping up with the NFL, you probably know that Mike McDonald, ooh, dangerous ball. Mike McDonald got signed by the Seahawks, so I'm super excited about that. I think Mike McDonald can basically take average defensive players and make them look a lot better than they actually are, which is, I think, is exactly what the Seahawks need, because we have a lot of really average defensive, especially like pass rushers. We have really average pass rushers, but if he could use Jamal Adams, that would be great. But most likely, we're probably going to get rid of Jamal, and Fant can't hold on to it. That was the type of pass that he would bring in last season. He would make that catch, but just a little bit of contact forces it loose. He had his defender shielded on that play, so I don't know why he wouldn't be able to make that catch. Anyways, let's move on. Slants were there. This time Tariq helps make the tackle, pushing Hawkinson out of bounds at least. But yeah, like, you know, Boye Mafe had a fantastic season, but, you know, like, if Jamal Adams is on the team, Jamal Adams could be used in such an interesting way. We get that tackle. We do know. Okay, Justin Jefferson's finally brought down, making it 3rd and 3. They're throwing a lot underneath, which is exactly what we're looking to keep them. I just can't put sentences together. That's exactly what we want them to do, basically. They're in empty, watching for underneath stuff, and Christian Patterson coming to make the tackle. Well, he can't force a fumble, even though we got a weird hit on Prohl. I've never heard of that guy before. He must be a rookie. We're going to bring in man blitz. They're in I form. Coming through, trying to get pressure. Derek Hall has the chance to get the sack. Instead of getting the sack, Derek Hall completely lets go of Baker Mayfield, and we get a PI instead. Especially with this team being 3 and 6, it is hard to stay positive when we have the chance to make a play and we just don't finish it. Derek Hall, I don't know what this is, where he starts walking. He starts walking, and then Baker escapes the sack, throws it, and we get a PI with Tariq Woolen. On the stretch run, oh, it's play action. We should be there for it. The underneath zone, I feel like, should pick up that crosser on Justin Jefferson, but regardless, Devin Witherspoon played great coverage, and it ended up being incomplete anyways because of the pressure, and Baker Mayfield couldn't set his feet. 2nd and 10. Halfback screen, we're all over it. Great. 3rd and 10. So far, the defense is playing fantastic. You know, playing against, I don't know, you know, Baker has played really well for the Buccaneers. And I think that having an elite receiver like Justin Jefferson really helps out a lot on this team. Watching over the middle. We're here for the pick. Christian Patterson plays it all the way. Baker Mayfield makes a terrible mistake. And Patterson tries to bring it all the way back, but he gets down to the 14-yard line. A huge interception from the rookie, Christian Patterson. I don't know. It's weird. Christian Patterson already feels like he's kind of a vet on the team. Just the immediate starter, guaranteed, at such a young age. Bring it over the top. A dangerous ball almost could have been picked off. Geno now 1 for 4. Feels like no matter what offense we run, people are not getting separation. Gooden, again, our slot receiver a lot of the times, we're going to give him an opportunity one-on-one. This looks like it's man, and we can't get it off on the corner route. Bobby Wagner comes through for the sack. And I wish we could have re-signed Bobby. I didn't ultimately have a choice with the limited cap we had. This should be open for Fant. Looks like it will be. And Fant gets PI'd by Bobby Wagner. Heavily. Bobby Wagner is just grabbing him all over the place. No PI is called. We're going to have to take the field goal. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We're going to stay in 4-3, which is not what we usually run. Normally we're in a base 3-4. Normally we're, let's say, it's play action again. Bring it underneath. Coming to make the tackle. Kareem Hunt going down after a gain of 3. Normally, yeah, we're in nickel a lot of the times with Trenton Simpson coming in, but so far, I mean, this has been working out great. I almost don't, like, I don't want to sub out Marquise Blair. He's been playing so well in the 4-3 right now. We're just going to keep everyone in that's been playing. Derek Hall even has been playing primarily coverage as an outside linebacker, and he's done a decent enough job. I feel like I don't want to jinx anything. Derek Hall, oh my God. Almost a chance for a pick, and Baker also almost made that throw. It's going to be 3rd and 7 now. We're getting good pressure out of the base 4-3. Here we go. We know it's going to be a pass on 3rd and 7. Get Christian Patterson playing, let's see, over the middle. Come down, Christian Patterson, help make that tackle. It's going to be 4th and inches again. Another stop coming from the defense, and they're not going to go from their own 35. All right, let's try to run this again. Again, I think running to the left here is the most beneficial, makes the most sense. Charles Cross, again, not much of a run blocker. I think that might be the main issue with running that over to the left, is that he's just primarily been a pass protector, but that's what he's specialized at as a tackle. Ken Walker underneath. Ken Walker just going to get as many yards as he can, making it 3rd and short. Geno now 2 for 6. This looks like zone coverage, and so Gooden should be open in this case, but we didn't get the pass off in time. Oh, the underneath, the JSN was there too if we would have thrown it immediately, but if we had enough time, we could have made that throw to Gooden. We're watching the double move from DK. As long as we have enough time, I think this could work. And we never have enough time to set up and make these throws. Doesn't matter if I step back in the pocket or if I step up in the pocket. They're rushing 4. There's no way we don't have enough time to make that throw. We've got a good enough O-line to prevent that from happening. Noah Fant makes a catch, makes an appearance. Noah Fant almost stays up down to the 18-yard line. Geno now 3 for 8. And the main thing that I like about Geno, and again, he has 9 touchdowns on the season and 10 picks, is that as long as he's not getting pressured into turnovers, he's really reliable with his accuracy and not turning over the football. Noah Fant with 2 straight catches. And I'm looking at him on this corner route, but I'm looking at DK too. And instead, underneath, a dangerous ball, but Gooden does hold on to it. It's a great job by Gooden. I was not expecting him to be able to hold on to that football. We're trying an inside zone. The box is light. See if we can get this. Great blocking, and Walker brings it in for the touchdown to give us the lead 10-0. Okay, again, coming out in this base 4-3. We're bringing a man blitz this time. Always got to be a little bit worried about this. We're watching, throwing underneath to Hawkinson. That's his 4th catch now for about 13 yards. But we're just doubling, if we have a free blitzer, we're just doubling Justin Jefferson in man coverage. Because why not? I mean, he's the only guy I feel like we have to worry about so far. Hawkinson has made 4 catches, but he hasn't really burned us yet. In the gun once more. Halfback screen again. We're all over it. Gets tipped away by Boye Mafe anyways, and Derek Hall was going to be there too. And this Minnesota offense looks lifeless. They got 20 passing yards, I think. 3rd and 7, coming out in cover 3 again. It just seems like they have no idea how to beat what we're running. We're just running, 4-3, cover 3 consistently. And finally, they beat the cover 3 look. Okay, 2nd and 7. They're in empty. Watching over the middle. Then it's going to be to the flat. Hawkinson with his 6th grab. 4.5 minutes remaining. Again, coming out in cover 3. You see what we're... Oh. I saw exactly what that was. That was a quick release with Hawkinson. Trying to get him a lot of volume, it seems like. That would have been his 7th catch. That's his probably 7th or 8th target. 2nd and 10 now. In single back. We got Marquise Blair playing over top. It's a run with Kareem Hunt, and he goes down quickly. Hunt gets injured. It's going to be 3rd and 9. And again, this 4-3 front, I don't know what it is. It's giving fits to the Vikings, but this is not our strongest lineup. I don't feel like, at least. I mean, to be fair, we're 3 and 6. I don't know. I feel like we may not have a strongest lineup, but this has played really well so far, and they beat the cover 3 again when they need it most. Derek Hall kind of dropping in coverage, playing underneath on the drag instead of playing the deep in. Leaves him open for the 1st down pickup. They have 17 passes to only 3 runs. And they're going to run it again here, though, with Madison. He's going to be brought down quickly for a loss of 1. And I feel like, we really don't need to worry about the run much at all. We're going to, again, worry about the pass in 4-3. I guess what they're looking to do is, considering we're in 4-3, they're looking to pass on this defense, and we get the tackle, but he's going to make it into the end zone. Justin Jefferson scored the 1st touchdown of the game for the Vikings to make it 10-7, and we have one more chance to score before the end of the half. Trying some play action, see if we can get DK a deep ball. Instead, JSN coming wide open. It's going to be an accurate pass from Geno. It's what we love to see. Down to the 43-yard line. Geno now over 50% completion percentage, which has been a little bit of a struggle for him, surprisingly too. And I think the reason why his completion percentage has been low for us this season and last season is not because of the accuracy issues. I think it's mostly been because of the pressure that's been generated. And again, see, pressure right there. JSN able to get it. Geno able to actually throw it accurately, even though it was under pressure. And JSN now up to 3 catches for 50 yards. The offense is humming, I feel like, with Geno coming back. I almost feel like he feels like he has something to prove after getting benched for a couple of weeks because, you know, like, he has sat on the bench for so many years. And imagine, you know, you're the starter for a couple of years and then you get benched again. It's almost like you're getting flashbacks, like some PTSD. 1st and 10, 2 minutes remaining. Ken Walker with a nice run for 4 yards. Try some play action out of single back. See if we can catch the defense off guard. And wow, they got pressure very quickly. And Geno able to kind of escape it. It's going to be for a gain of 0 yards. It's not going to end up being called a sack. If we could have stopped and actually set our feet for the throw, we could have made that to DK. But, you know, Danielle Hunter is one of the faster defensive ends in the league. Gonna try play action again, perhaps. We're gonna go for a run, and if we don't get it, we're probably gonna go for it. And Ken Walker gets brought down for only a gain of 1. That's not what we wanted to see. Actually, I wanted to get a gain of at least 3 yards if we're going to go for it. So we're going to take the field goal. All right, we start the second half with the football. And if you're wondering why haven't we seen Kenny McIntosh as much, it's because I've decided to move Ken Walker to the main running back in passing downs as well. Ken McIntosh was primarily getting snaps because he was a good receiving back, but we've upgraded Walker enough that he is actually a pretty solid receiving option. The thing is, man, like, Ken Walker is such an elite back in this game that we should be getting more yards per carry with him. It's disgusting that we're averaging 3 yards per carry on these runs. Noah Fant coming open on the slant. He's got to hold it under pressure. He does this time. Makes the play. Geno now 8 for 13. Noah Fant now up to 3 catches. I think DK has been really silent in this game. I don't think he has a single catch, unless I'm forgetting. We get a false start. We try to call a play that we had already run. Try a toss to the outside. We have Byron Murphy out there. Byron Murphy's not the best block shutter, I don't think, at corner. So let's see if we can get some blocks out here. Ken Walker can't get to the edge. He's got the speed, but a loss of 3 yards, really? I mean, that's not too unrealistic given what I see in the regular season from the Seahawks. But I like DK Metcalf getting pressed on the outside. Usually he does best in press coverage. And he gets hit on the throw. DK comes back and makes the catch. Geno getting hit. Every single time we go for a deep ball. Every single time. We never have enough time to make those throws. DK getting that 1 catch for 25 now. That is his first catch. Could try play action here. We've run this play once before. Got JSN with another grab on the crosser. Geno now 10 for 15 for 150. 66% completion. Love to see it. Gonna run this. I'm gonna give this we're gonna switch to a counter. I'm just trying to see if anything is gonna work against this team so we can run the football. Ken Walker picking up 4. Trying to run the ball as much as I possibly can. Quandre ends up making the tackle on that play. It's just like, you know, I want to establish the running identity for Ken Walker. But God, the blocks are so bad. He's never getting a lane. And we're just picking up 2 to 3 yards every single time. It's awful. We're going to move Beckham outside. Again, we mentioned before that he's a receiver. And we're going to see if JSN comes open on the drag. And it looks like he will. JSN, can he get to the end zone? He does for the easy touchdown on the drag route. And any sort of crosser, you got man coverage on him, JSN is going to get open. He's just got that top-tier change of direction, that top-tier agility. Doing the stanky leg, getting the touchdown, giving us a definitive lead over the Vikings. We're going for 2 for that 2-possession lead. A 2-touchdown lead. We just ran this play earlier and I didn't love it. We have JSN on a drag again. And it's picked off in the end zone. Bobby Wagner with the pick on the 2-point conversion. It's going to go down and we end up not converting that 2-pointer. I feel like there was PI. I mean, you can bump from the 1. You can bump 1 yard off the line, but I felt like it was impeding JSN's ability to actually catch the football. So I feel like that's got to be Madison. on another run. When you're down by 2 possessions, I feel like maybe there should be more urgency, but I'm fine with it. We stop Madison for a gain of no yards. We're going to bring Derek Hall on a blitz. And this 4-3 has really worked out for us so far. Watching underneath. Good coverage. Damn, Tariq Woolen just couldn't get a hand in there to stop Naylor. I'm going to leave Patterson in zone coverage. Going to be play action. And we come through immediately. Derek Hall with a sack. Where was this when we needed to get him a dev upgrade? Derek Hall coming in, making a huge play, getting the sack. That's going to be our first sack of the game, I believe. Coming out in cover 3 this time. Now we know they need a pass. Watching for a halfback screen, too, but they're coming out in single back now. It's going to be a balanced formation with 2 receivers on each side. It's going to be a drag pass. Devin Bush comes to make the wrap-up tackle, along with Derek Hall and Christian Patterson. And again, man, these linebackers playing over the middle, they're doing such a great job in coverage, which is unexpected given that none of them are really great coverage linebackers. So I'm not sure what it is. This formation is juiced or something, but they're playing way above expectation. Derek Hall dropping in coverage. Oh, we're trying to get back down as quickly as we can. Oh, no! I can't believe... I tried to turn... What? No way! Prohl. I don't even know who the hell that is. There is no way he should have broken that for the TD. Okay, so first, I tried to change direction with Derek Hall to get this pick. So we knew the ball was probably coming out here. We're playing perfectly on this thing over the top. And then we just, like, can't turn our hips, turn back to get the pick. We just started to overrun it. He stopped. He sat there. And Derek Hall just dives. We got a couple guys diving. He makes one guy miss early. That's Marquise Blair. Tariq can't wrap up and make a tackle. He's never been a great tackler historically. And then he takes it all the way. All right, well, that was a disgusting series of events. They now have 5 more yards than us on offense. We're going to run it to the left again. You know, like, are we ever going to learn from our mistakes? We'll see. Ken Walker, though, finally bounces it outside and is able to navigate between the left tackle and left guard. And finally pick up some big yards on that stretch run, which I know if we can hit on it, it's a huge run play for Ken Walker if we actually are able to run it effectively. Over the middle, separating the zone coverage. Noah Fant with another big grab. And like I said before the game even started, we needed to get Noah Fant involved. And so far, he's got 5 or 6 catches. He's got 4 he's got 4 catches, but he got 60 yards. Now we're looking for DK on a corner route. Watching Manhurts come open over here on the motion. And let's see, can he win this one-on-one ball? It's going to be a murder on the sideline. I mean, defenseless receiver maybe, but he gets it knocked away anyways. He'll try a counterplay, and this might stall. This might stall us if we don't get significant yards here on 2nd and 10. Yeah, Manhurts, probably our best blocking tight end, leading the way, and the play was completely blown up. Of course it was, because Manhurts got stuck behind Ken Walker on the run. All right, we're taking a shot to the end zone. And now I like to run this play out sometimes where we bring Noah Fant over to the left side and empty. And we got DK Metcalf on this sort of fade-like route. It's going to separate the safety and make him decide who to play. DK beat his man one-on-one. He's got all the room in the world, and that is exactly the type of thing we're looking for. They pressed a little bit too much on DK. He beat his man one-on-one, took it all the way for the touchdown. The safety got split between him and Noah Fant and couldn't get back to DK in time. A huge play. Again, the offense is flowing, man. It's playing so much better, at least passing-wise. And so that was the end of the quarter. And so it sucks that we're 3-6, and I didn't even mention this, but we won our first 3 games, so we are on a 6-game losing streak. It just sucks that we are starting to figure it out when it might be too late. Justin Jefferson on the catch. We almost got the sack on Baker again. But I hate to say we're figuring it out. I mean, this is only a 1-game sample size, but we're playing so much better than we have for the last 6 games in this game right here. Playing the zig underneath, coming in, making... Oh, no. Okay. What? Hawkinson breaking so many tackles, finally brought down by Derek Hall and Tariq. And they're getting a lot of yards after contact. We're not wrapping up and making these easy tackles. And we didn't switch quickly enough. Can we get this? Oh, we almost get another pick with Christian Patterson. Christian Patterson playing out of this world so well, man. He's playing so good. Dropping into cover 2 this time. Expect fully a pass. The running game has been totally ineffective. Watching the zig. Oh, but the deep in. Coming in to make the tackle. Devin Bush on Justin Jefferson. And I don't know what it is, but some of those players on defense, they're feeling juice. Like Patterson is feeling so easy to run with right now. Ran blitz, bring in Derek Hall. One-on-one. Can't expect Devin Witherspoon to consistently beat Justin Jefferson in coverage, but Justin Jefferson only having had 5 catches for 44 yards, doing a pretty good job overall. Whether we're playing zone or man, of keeping him limited to some extent. Madison on the catch. On the run. Cut that one, please. First and goal from the 7 after the run by Madison. And again, we're watching for Justin Jefferson on the outside. We're on him with Witherspoon. Bring it underneath. We got guys covering stuff they shouldn't be covering. He just throws it out of bounds. We get some pressure. We got to generate something. I'd love to get a sack. They don't need a touchdown here. Actually, they kind of do. With this much time left, they need to score a TD. On cover 3 once again. We know it's a pass. We are all over Jefferson, but Hawkinson's left wide open. Marquise Blair's kind of covering nobody. And Hawkinson finally gets into the end zone for a TD. All right, it's on the offense and the running game to try to end this game for us. Get a final game-clinching drive together. We're glutton for punishment. We're running the stretch to the left again on Davenport. We're getting to the edge. Ken Walker getting some space. And making it all the way up to the 45-yard line, getting 2 big runs off of the stretch this game, which is more than we've had in, several weeks. Gonna try another power run. This time it's gonna be to the right. Like good blocks. I wish our guard was faster, Anthony Bradford. He just took so long to set up that lead block that the hole wasn't even really there. If he could have actually been a little bit faster, Walker could have broke that for another 20. They try to play action. They're going to be expecting run here. And I'm thinking we're going to try to burn the clock a little bit more. And then, let's see who comes open. Dan Arnold. What a ball by Geno. And it's caught at the 11-yard line. Geno throwing dots. A perfect pass to Dan Arnold. And Dan Arnold is not that big of a receiving threat. Huge catch by him for 30. Running with Ken Walker. Lead blocks. Man, how is Danielle Hunter able to wrap around the side of the offensive line and get into the backfield before we even get the handoff off? Got a gain of 2 anyways. Okay, we're going to switch to an inside zone. Going to go out and gun. And actually, I like JSN to get open if we can get him on a man beater. Let's see. JSN one-on-one. Can't catch it. They were playing zone coverage. They were trying to get a little creative here on 3rd and 8. They got 3 guys on the outside, though. I don't know if this option play is going to work. Instead, I think we're going to run... We're going to run this RPO. And Ken Walker's got good blocks to the outside. He's just got to get to the edge, and he does. Into the end zone for the touchdown. His 2nd of the game. And this is the sort of offensive performance we need from Ken Walker to be able to win these games. Ken Walker and the running game and the offensive line just needs to pitch in a little bit. The last couple of weeks, the offensive running game has been non-existent. Partially, of course, because we've been down, but even when we're up, I feel like the running game has held us back. All right, once again, coming out in cover 3 so far in base 4-3. This has worked really well. We have played 4-3 the entire game. We have never even switched into nickel once. That's why you haven't seen Trenton Simpson on the field at all. And over the middle, picked again by Christian Patterson, his 2nd interception of the game. Christian Patterson playing all the lanes, known as a run stopper, but coming in and disrupting the pass. Baker Mayfield throwing his 2nd pick, both of them to the rookie, 21-year-old middle linebacker Christian Patterson. All right, that's going to be the end of the game, and we come out with our first win in 7 games, going on a 6-game losing streak, finally getting the W, and the Vikings had a 5-4 record. They were not like a terrible team. Looking at the stats for the game, 36 points we put up, which is fantastic. Geno having a near-perfect performance, 66% completion percentage, only 240 passing yards, but 2 touchdowns. No picks is the big thing. And then running the football, Ken Walker was effective, only averaging 4.4 yards per carry, which is decent. 2 touchdowns. Receiving, JSN had 5 catches for 90 and a touchdown. And then looking at Fant, he actually was involved finally, 4 catches for 57. DK getting a touchdown off of 2 catches. DK never gets the volume, but he always gets the yards. And then defensively, looking at our stats, leading in tackles with Tariq somehow. Sacks, Derek Hall coming in with 2, and then Christian Patterson coming in with 2 interceptions. So 2 of the young players making some big plays for us in Derek Hall and Christian Patterson. And then Trey Flowers getting a forced fumble as well. All right, after the game, we have one upgrade for the MVP of the game, Ken Walker. We're going to boost his elusive back up to an 89, trying to get him to a 90, and then we'll start upgrading his receiving back a little bit more again. And he gets a +1 across the board to juke, spin, ball carrier vision, and agility. And see, has he always been started? I think he has. He didn't have superstar at any point for us. But yeah, the future of the franchise right there in Ken Walker. And coming out with a huge win. Super happy about it. At 4-6, if we turn this season around right here, we can still make the playoffs. We could. I wasn't expecting it after a 6-game losing streak, but it certainly is possible if we play exactly how we played in that game. But next week we play against the Falcons. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode, and peace, you guys.